Hey guys, how you doing? Ron here with Tech Tips to Go. So in today's video, we're going to talk a little about my last video yesterday about Vechain. And some other news. So I know you guys have been asking, what's this hidden gem? But I'll give you a little hint. It has a similar market cap and circulating supply to sharing, and it's about a billion in circulating supply. So anyways, one of the ones that I did mention was Safe Haven. So Safe Haven, I'm not like very bullish on, but I just think it's a somewhat of a cool concept. I looked at it a couple of months, or I would say or maybe about 6 months ago, and I didn't really find the use case or utility so interesting. But when you take a look at it and think about it, okay, for upcoming baby boomers or for the upcoming generation that's going to be retiring, getting older, and as more cryptocurrency adoption comes in place, then I think I can see the need for digital inheritance. So I think it's one of those coins where you just kind of, you bag, hold, set, and forget. Literally, like, just lock it up in the safe, put it on a nano, and like throw it away and just see what happens. Because I don't expect it to kind of like boom, but I do expect maybe like in the long run it'll do well. And shout out to Juan, who kind of poked me like 3-4 times to really say, hey Ron, you should look at it. And I also got like probably like 5 or 6 requests on Safe Haven. So shout out to those of you who kept bugging me and saying, hey, take a look at it. And the nice thing I like about it is if you have the Vechain Thor wallet, it actually sits as a list because it's actually on Vechain's ecosystem, and it's the same thing with Player, PLA, and SHA. So it can be part of your Vechain Thor wallet. So it's part of that whole Vechain ecosystem, which is great. So you don't really have to worry about figuring out different wallets and all that stuff. So if you're interested in that coin, hit me up. And like I said, I'll talk about more of the other coins hopefully next week, maybe in 2 weeks. It's just like I said, it's hard for me to keep making these videos just because my time getting busy. There's a lot of companies reaching out to me. So if you're interested in reaching out to me doing marketing stuff, whether it's sponsoring, the upcoming course. I've been working with a couple of marketing companies or cryptocurrency companies that want to sponsor the course that I'm making. So I'm making a course. So finally, I'll actually get rewarded and paid for some of the stuff I'm doing. Because like I said, I'm like, with this channel, I probably make minus 2,000-3,000 just because of the time that I put in. And then I've allocated 2 staff to work on this. So anyways, let's get into the video. So I made this video yesterday and I didn't touch too much on the overall numbers, but as I was going through my daily routine of looking at Vechain stats, Vechain news, people talking on Twitter, talking on social media about Vechain, I came upon this article from cryptonewsflash.com. Shout out to cryptonewsflash.com, Jake Simmons. So he puts things into a better perspective and gives that overall picture, that overall nice marketing feel to it, saying over 300 Italian agriculture companies adopt Vechain's blockchain. So when you think of that, and you've invested into Vechain, my first thought when I saw this, I just said, wow. Not just because it's Vechain, just because over 300 Italian agriculture companies adopt Vechain's blockchain. And right below it says the largest Italian agriculture association and the largest tomato processing company in the country rely on Vechain's blockchain technology to make the tomato supply chain traceable. All right, the project is managed by Token Farm, an initiative of Caldereti, and involves about 300 companies, 17 cooperatives, and 6 producer associations in Italy. They may as well just said, they're going to tokenize Italy when you look at this. Because if 300 companies in Italy are starting to work with blockchain, imagine the global adoption in Europe. Like, we already know that they have such a huge, strong presence in Asia. Now we're coming into Italy and Europe, and hopefully Jason Rockwood's going to come up with that news in the United States. So we're all waiting for that. And like I said, and I keep saying this over and over, Coinbase is going to come, PayPal is going to come. So I don't know why people are starting to sell off a little bit. I see some sell orders there, some pressure. But if I were you, I would just be huddling and holding on to Vechain, knowing that Coinbase is coming. Like I said, I'm not even touching my Vechain bag, right? I'm not even touching it for a long time because I already know that blockchain enterprise adoption is not something that is quickly adopted, right? It does take time, and the market's going to mature. And as you hodl long, you're going to be rewarded in the long term, right? So that's why it was one of those coins that I knew that I was going to invest into from the beginning and not touch it, but just listen to the news and hodl strong. It's the same thing as Bitcoin. When you got into Bitcoin and you understand the fundamentals of, just basic economics of supply and demand, you know that there's only a certain amount of supply for Bitcoin. There's only 21 million, right? There's about 18 million that has been taken, maybe 19 million. So there's only about 2 more left. And then as we go through these Bitcoin halvings, the rewards get diminished, they get cut in half, right? So just imagine, what these companies are going to evolve to, Bitcoin, Vechain, those great utility tokens that are up and coming. So here we are in CoinMarketCap. Where does Vechain stand right now? Let's do a little refresh, guys. So we are 19 for Vechain. So we were hovering around 16, 17. We did have a little retrace and a little backs up. We're at 0.017. Just a couple of days ago, we were at 0.018. We did hit 0.018 today, but then it was kind of like a fake out. But where do I see Vechain at the end of the year? I still go with my original prediction is 1 to 3 cents. But like I said, that could change in 2 months. Let's say Coinbase listing comes. I think we're going to get a nice pump, maybe about 150% pump, maybe 200%. We don't know. Because what we saw a couple of months ago, or like a couple of weeks ago, we saw Vechain pump from 0.007 all the way up to 2 cents. So as Coinbase listing comes, will it be about 3 cents? I think end of year, I think we'll have a retrace and we'll still be sitting around 3 cents. Like I said, that was my original prediction, like 1 to 3 cents. But it wouldn't surprise me if we go to between 5 to 10 cents. But more on the lower side. I don't think 10 cents because then that would really put it at a market cap that I wouldn't be too comfortable with. So on the second piece of news, Sunny Liu in the AMA talked about transactions per year. So he talked about, us doing about 1 million transactions per day. And in his last AMA, he was really bullish and said, and when you hear him talk, he just sounds so confident in what he's saying. And the way he said it, how he's going to, how Vechain itself, the company, is going to reach 1 million transactions per day. And I have no doubt about that. Like right now, if we look at the VThor burn, right now we're doing about 450,000 burn rate. Sorry, we're doing about 4 million, 4.5 million. That was today, and yesterday we did about 4.3 million. Last month we were doing anywhere from it would range between 6 million, 5 million, 3 million, etc. I've been seeing average about 3.5 million. Sometimes we get a spike about 5 million. But guys, we're still early because like we said, all of these, we're coming into not post-pandemic, we're coming into this phase where more countries are starting to open up because of COVID and the pandemic. So more companies are getting busier and starting to restart these projects that were kind of on hold. So now we're seeing a lot of mainnet adoption, more test phases, more fireworks on the blockchain. So when Sunny says, yeah, we will get to 1 million per day, without a doubt. And I think that's what he said. He says to least. He says that's nothing. That'll be like an entry point. Sorry, I wasn't referring to the burn rate. Sunny was saying the daily transactions. So the highest daily transactions was recorded on March 28th, and it was 115,000 with the highest daily clauses, 1 million. So 1.1. So the daily transactions, what Sunny was saying was, he's pretty confident that we're going to get to 1 million. So, and I wouldn't doubt that either. Just by the amount, think about the amount of companies and the amount of different markets and projects that we've gained over the short period of time of 1 or 2 quarters. Imagine what's going to come in like Q3 and Q4, right? Especially with the big news that's coming out that everyone's waiting for. All right, and so the third piece of news is Vechain verified collector figure becomes a viral hit. And I like this because it's kind of like tokenizing that unique trace, you could trace and track and verify this one single object that's valuable that people are really into. And so I really like this article because, it deals with like the figurines and a figure from a popular social media person and it becomes viral. So here in another piece of article from Crypto News Flash by the same writer Jake Simmons says VeChain verified collector figure becomes a viral hit in China. So in summary, a collector figure made for the Chinese pop star Hua Shenyu, which is verified using VeChain's blockchain, has landed a viral hit in China. So it uses an app released last week. Owners can check the authenticity on the VeChain Thor. So they mentioned here that more than 36 million fans of the Chinese pop star come at least indirectly into contact with VeChain's blockchain technology. And I'll show you this this app announcement on QQ.com. So I did Google Translate, and basically what they did was they installed an NFC IoT chip, so an Internet of Things chip. It's like an RFID chip, but you can track it anywhere as long as there's like 3G, 4G, 5G technology, cellular technology, and you can track and trace it and scan it and make sure that it's verified, right? So it's actually a unique figurine. So here it is. You know, they're showing you how to do it, how to scan it, and then you scan everything and it's verified. So that's pretty cool. I really like this because I can see, like I said, we're dominating agriculture, farming industry. We've already done food for blockchain for Walmart. You know, what's next? You know, I could probably see this in shoes and custom shoes, and then now we get probably into more high-end fashion material. Like I know Sunny Liu came from Louis Vuitton, LVMH, so I could probably see that blossoming pretty soon. But anyways, those of you who are hodling on and holding strong, congratulations, pat on the back. And anyways, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you tomorrow.